Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Hydra, and this is the Rust Console Edition. This is the fifth episode in my medium-based wiring guide on all the essential systems that I believe that you need to have in your system. We've already taken a look at two different power sources, how to combine our power in, all of our switches, and now we're going to start playing around with how we use that power. And the first thing I like to start off with here is going to be our secondary systems. Again, these are all things that you can run off of your medium battery here that you first set up in the beginning, because we're going to still have plenty of power left over in order to run everything. So there's three different things that we can do here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the base camping detection system. So this is going to tell you if anybody's sitting outside your base and if you have to worry about opening your doors or not. And this way you don't have to have windows. You just know that people are there. We're going to start with this system because the basics for this system is the exact same for all three systems afterwards. So this is just going to help you out. So for this system here, you're going to need a heartbeat sensor. You're going to need an electrical branch. You're going to need a splitter. And you're also going to need a siren light. Now, it completely depends on how many systems you choose to run. But in this case, I have one setup, but I have the setup here for four. So if I want to run, so I have one system running off of this power out, and then I have another three systems that I can run off of this. If I only have to run two systems, because really you want these at your doorways, your entryways, in and out. So if you only have two, you don't have to worry about this splitter. You only have to deal with this electrical branch. But if you do want to hook up more, then you are going to need this splitter. And this is how you run four things off of a main source, power source, rather than just three. And because two is easy, you just run it off of these two things right here. So what are we doing? So we got the main power coming in. Oh, our auto lights just turned off because it's going to be turning daytime here real soon. So we have our main power coming in. And then from our main power, we have our branch out going into the splitter. And the reason we have it set to our branch out is because we want to control how much power is going through here. Because again, splitters are funky in how they split up all the power. So we want to be able to control that. And then the next thing, this power out, and just like all of these powers out, will go to your heartbeat sensor. And then from your power out of your heartbeat sensor, it will go to your light. And that's the end of your system. That's really all you need is a heartbeat sensor, a light, and then an electrical branch. So the power is coming in. Here, actually, yeah. So the power is coming in, going to the heartbeat sensor, from the heartbeat sensor to the light. And then if it detects somebody, it's going to turn that light on and tell you that somebody's there. Now that heartbeat sensor can be up to 2 stories, 2.5 stories off the ground, and it will still detect people. And it will also detect people about 3.5 squares away. So anywhere from here to that wall, it will detect them and tell you that somebody's outside your door. So it's a very big range, which was really going to be very helpful for you, and you're never going to get door camped again. Now, in order to run this whole system here, because I have this extra splitter on here, which is taking 2 power from my branch out, I have to add an extra 2 power. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have a switch, and that makes 6. Or 4, 5, and then, no, I'm sorry, let me count that again. So we need 1 power, 2 power, 3 power, 4, 5 power, 6 power. Yeah, so this should be 6 power. Now we should be able to turn this on. You can hear that it's going. So I have it set to detect me as well because I don't have any enemies around. But now as soon as I get here, it's detecting me. So now the light's flashing. So if I'm inside my doorway, and somebody's out there, it'll tell me. So I'll know. So I'll know not to go outside. Now, if you want, you can also hook up more, right? So you can go from here to another heartbeat sensor to another light, from here to another heartbeat sensor to another light, here to a heartbeat sensor and another light. And in that case, you're going to have 4 heartbeat sensors, 4 lights, so that's 8 power, 9 power, 10 power, 11 power. So the whole thing is only going to run you 11 power for your whole detection, for your door camper protection. So the only thing is though is it will not detect you if you go behind walls. You can see it turned off there. It will not detect you if you go behind walls, but as long as they're outside in an open area, it will work. Now, as for my secondary system I have on here, it's basically just some heaters. So I have 3 heaters hooked up to a splitter. Each heater requires 3 power, so we need 9 power, 10 power for the splitter, and then the 11th power for the switch. So this is set to 11 power. Now, the reason why I did this system first versus this system is because if you wanted to add an extra heater, so you need 4 heaters in your base, then you would just make this setup. So you would add your electrical branch beside it. Your main power would run into your electrical branch, and then you would split off from your electrical branch into your splitter, and then from your other side of your electrical branch would just run into your electrical heater. To run something like that, you would need an extra 4 power because you would need 3 for the heater and then 1 more for the switch. So you would come over here and you would set this bad boy to be 15. So there you go. And then if we set this one to be what it's actually supposed to be, which was, what was that? It was 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11. So if you set this one here to 11, that means we still have 8 power left over. So we could run a couple more lights. We could do a few more small things, but honestly, to have the 8 power, you're not going to really do much with it. You could probably use that to, say, charge a small battery that's not being used. Just keep it topped up so if you do go on a raid or whatever. But yeah, so all of these systems on. We have 8 power left over. All my lights are on. And then if, again, we have this master switch here, which shuts everything off and shuts off the bleed. So we have 0 active usage on our battery, and we can charge it. So the other electrical system I was going to talk to you about is the exact same setup here, only it's for your cameras. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras, and then the whole camera setup and everything takes 22 power, or 23 with a switch. But you wouldn't need to switch it for your cameras. You just want to leave them on all the time. So yeah, it would be 22 power, and you would be all good to go for that system. And it's the exact same setup. So all 3 of these are the same. If you want to hook up 4 things to each of them, and yeah, any more than 4 you really don't need unless you have like a ton of like a really huge base and stuff. But yeah, so that's your secondary systems. Again, hope it helps. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that fun stuff for me. It really helps as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.